Good morning. Today is February 25th, 2021. And once again, we have a sunrise that we are recording. And I took over 200 pictures this morning. I had to weed out some of them because they were fuzzy and out of focus and of the wrong thing. Anyway, watch these pictures as they go by, and today we're going to have at least two related messages from the sky. And one of them actually appeared yesterday, which was the eagle. We will see him again. It might be a different eagle because the one we see today seems to be a bald eagle, and the one we saw yesterday we couldn't tell. So we're going to see the eagle again, but before that, I would like you to focus on the contrast of the pictures from the beginning of the video towards the end of the video. Okay, the contrast will be greater at the end than it is here at the beginning. And we will see darker darks and lighter lights at the end. Like here, it's pretty much all medium colored, not dark or light. And here it's a little bit dark and light, but at the end we'll see darker and lighter. So let's just watch the video for about 5 minutes and discuss whatever pops up, I guess. We do see some dark clouds. Right there, the darks look pretty dark and the lights look pretty light. But towards the end, it'll be even brighter brights and darker darks. And that is going to be part of the message. In fact, I could spill the beans now, since it's nothing that's going to drastically show up at the end, like an eagle, which will show up at the end. Anyway, I have said for many years, and many preachers have said for many years, that toward the end times, God is going to separate the light from the darkness, the wheat from the chaff, the sheep from the goats, the good from the bad. He is going to eliminate the grays. Grays being those half and half people. And if you look at our political environment, that has been happening for the last, I'm going to say 10 years. Let's say 15 years. You know, back in the 1960s, you couldn't really tell the difference between a Republican and a Democrat. They're all pretty much the same as far as heading the country in the same direction. And they all kind of worked with each other and, you know, made laws and policies. And today, it's like the Democrats are on one side of a tall fence like they've got around the Capitol. A tall barbed wire on top, razor wire, and a great big tall 12-foot tall fence. And the Republicans on the other side of that fence. And they're like shooting at each other with pellet guns. And gee, it's which one is good and which one is bad? Well, that's obvious. The Democrats are the evil party, and the Republicans are the stupid party, or the one without a backbone. Notice here we're getting some darks and some lights, very bright. Now the brightness won't be as bright as the clothing of Jesus when he returns. That his raiment is going to be so bright that we're going to have a hard time looking at it. So these brights are not that bright, but at least they're brighter now. Look how dark it is on the top of this one. I haven't seen very many clouds that are that dark leading up to this video. This video has got the darkest darks and the brightest brights in the clouds. And that is the contrast between light and darkness, the contrast between good and evil, between righteousness and corruption. And God is separating the light from the darkness. We've mentioned that a number of times in our other videos. And He is separating the wheat from the chaff. This is the end time period. And we are coming to the point where we're not going to have a hard time deciding who's evil and who's good, who's corrupt and who's righteous, who is legal and who is illegal. The only people who will have that trouble are the illegals, the Democrats, the communists, the socialists, the evil party. They will have trouble distinguishing between good and evil, as we already know. They've been promoting evil, especially in the form of abortion, for a long time. They've promoted racism for a long time. They've promoted slavery for a long time. Today, it's a different kind of slavery. It's sexual slavery or pedophilia or human trafficking. Still slavery. And who's going to promote it? Certainly not those who stand for righteousness, for God, for good. So, as we approach the end times, as we approach this great awakening that is coming, both spiritual and political, we are seeing clear distinctions between the good and the bad. All those that are hiding and running for office and lying, and then when they get into office, they do the opposite of what they said they were going to do. They are being distinguished from those who tell the truth. That we've had our first president ever who has actually fulfilled his promises. That's Donald Trump. And we've had some good House of Representatives people that have been elected recently, and they have stood for good, as they promised they would in their campaign. But before that, gee, there was a lot of lying and a lot of deception. Anyway, we're getting to the point here where the darks are dark, almost so dark that even that black wire that goes across the pictures in some of these pictures is hardly distinguishable from the dark cloud behind it. Like right here, you can see the wire going across if you're looking just right. But the whites are bright, bright white, and the darks are dark, dark, dark. Never before have we seen that, and it's getting more and more towards the end. Look at this one. This is the darkest dark of this video. So we're seeing the separation of the light from the darkness, the good from the evil, the wheat from the chaff. And as we approach the end times, as we approach the Great Awakening, we will see that even more. We will not have trouble distinguishing who are the good guys and who are the bad guys, who are the black hats and who are the white hats. Okay, now, oh, there's a nice bright, bright picture. And remember this symbol? That symbol is God is in control and everything will be all right. And that is a tertiary message of this. Oh, look at this. Can you see that bird flying right there? What is that? That looks like an eagle. Not just an eagle, a bald eagle. That is very rare where we live right here. And that may be the same eagle that showed up yesterday. We hadn't seen an eagle all winter long. Now he is rising up from the top of that tree like he did yesterday, flying way above the corrupt earth, representing the United States of America, rising to its rightful spot of prominence in the world. And so the two messages: America is rising and the light is being separated from the darkness. And of course, that camera flare symbol that is in the form of a cross and an X from the camera flares of the sun is God is in control. Everything is going to be all right. And Lord, thank you for the three messages today. One a repeat, two of them actually a repeat. The third one, well, they're all repeats, really. Thank you, Lord, for bringing us the message. Thank you for the wonderful pictures of the sunrise this morning and of all the clouds and the contrast between the light and the dark and the message you've given us. And thank you, Lord, for all that you've shown us. And thank you for those that have watched. And God bless you all. Thank you, Lord Jesus.